Shemi Washai, Bahashim Akwadash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops, the great millstone, even the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations. All the brothers pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful like tabernacle of David. The elder Yahshua back with the WW3 Daily update. Shalom and salutations to you all. Danny Haifong here is going to come out in the early part of this video and tell you what you need to know about the war up to this point. Basically, that Iran firing missiles on the U.S. Navy, telling them to get their ass back. The moment Iran sinks a U.S. warship, or especially a carrier, everything changes. And if they sink one, they'll sink all of them at the same time. Keep that in mind. Let's get this over here on the way in. So, Sirach 5 and 15. We got to stay on top of these things. Wars and rumors of war. It's not easy to, you could easily be misled. Sirach 5:15, be not ignorant of anything in the great matter. Small, take it away, Danny. You're going to say, yeah, they firing warning shots at the U.S. Navy. Get back, boy.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the show. It's your host, Danny Haifong. As you can see, I am joined by geopolitical analyst, prolific author, and all around a friend of the show, Andre Martianov. Andre, good to see you again.
My pleasure.
Nicotina.
Everyone hit the like button. That helps boost the show in YouTube's algorithm, and it would be very much appreciated. All right, Andre. So I usually start these off with just the latest developments on the war front. And first, I want to pull up that Iran has announced that it has fired warning shots at two U.S. destroyers, the USS Truxtun and the USS Mason, forcing them to flee the Sea of Oman toward the Indian Ocean. CENTCOM predictably has said that nothing of the sort has occurred. This has been a pattern where we see CENTCOM deny everything that Iran does and say nothing exactly happens. But I wanted to first, it seems like one humiliation, a long string of them, and you're really an expert on the fallibility or effectiveness of these weapons. Andre, help me understand why it is that even to this point where the U.S. has been waging this blockade for months now, and of course this war for months now, that these destroyers can't seem to make their way anywhere close to Iran, let alone the Persian Gulf itself. What's going on here? Why are these warships so vulnerable?
Well, there's a number of issues here with the overall approach of the U.S. Navy to building itself and its operations. And one of them are very expensive ships with a very ineffective air defense. American air defense in general is not effective. We saw everything, how it works, or rather doesn't work during the times of active combat recently between Iran and Israel, which also operates primarily American air defense. And when you have something like the Arleigh class destroyer, which is the older ones are around probably 1 billion to slightly above 1 billion. The latest ones can run you almost 2 billion per a pop. They are equipped with the Spy 6 radar, active phase array radar, and they have the combat control system called Aegis, and they have only two weapons to defend themselves in terms of the air defense, which are really even remotely effective. This is, of course, the SM-6, which they carry loaded in the Mk-41 vertical launch systems, and, of course, the Sea Sparrows. We're not talking about SM-3. They are completely not designed for any kind of the combat or surface combat. And so what you have is very ineffective air defense. They can shoot down one, maybe two anti-shipping missiles. granted that they are subsonic. But if you have a salvo, which obviously it could be anywhere between 4, 6 to 8, the air defense is not going to handle it. You will have the so-called leaker, at least one of the missiles which going to hit the ship, and considering what modern air anti-shipping missiles are, such as Iranian, and these are not, some of them are not light, they are medium-sized, basically missiles. The damage could be very serious, if not catastrophic, if they are lucky in terms of their shot, and that takes out of the operation immediately the whole ship. You will have the casualties. Well, enough to remember the situation with the Stark, during the first Gulf War and the time, basically approach to it. You have the, Cole, USS Cole, would have been attacked though by the drone, not drone really, it was a suicide mission. So once you have this and you have casualties, United States is extremely sensitive to own casualties. That is why they constantly have to lie to say that, yeah, well, nothing is, no, yeah, sure. And once you have this situation, you immediately have not only the military serious issue, let's put it this way, operational, because you take out the whole hull out of the operation, but you have they are all of the American weaponry because of their, shameless, bragging, which of course never was based on any reality by the U.S. military industrial complex of how good they are. You have a heavy reputation of basically being loaded to those weapons. So when you lose the destroyer, even if it's damaged, not sunk, it's a humongous reputational hit. And again, for propaganda, which is the, that's why they call it military industrial congressional media complex. For this propaganda, which constantly talks about some kind of finest fighting force or in history, or those incredible weapons, mostly through Hollywood, basically, they are not good, to put it mildly. They still can do damage, obviously. You have the situation, and it becomes political because, hoi polloi, which they brainwash constantly, those legacy media, they start asking questions. Hey, we thought it's like Top Gun Maverick, you fly the aircraft, kill those bad guys, and go to Disneyland. Oh, it's a hot shots, I'm sorry.
Bring a friend for free. Access over 2,800 clubs and recover in the Black Card Spa. Get the Planet Fitness Black Card for $1 down, $24.99 a month.
Find your nearest club and join today. Deal ends June 12th.
For a while now. And you have the vulnerability, and you have very expensive toys which you cannot lose. It's called risk aversion and risk avoidance. This is the full-blown established patterns of the operations of the U.S. Navy and U.S. military, and that is why this whole concept came to a dead end, operational dead end, and it's completely bankrupt. And that's what we observe.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, Andre, this is one in a kind of long string of humiliations, and I want to bring this up. I don't know if you saw CNN's exclusive video, very, very brief video here. I'm just going to rewind it to the beginning, just 15 seconds long. But CNN released a video of the USS Gerald Ford. Now, as the audience may know, the USS Gerald Ford is out of the field. It is now back in the United States, docked because ostensibly a laundry fire. I know you know this story, Andre. A laundry fire ignited on the biggest aircraft carrier in the world and made it essentially inoperable. Here is the photos of what it looked like inside after this quote unquote laundry fire. Just massive damage done. to this ship. It looked like there. If it's a fire, there was many things malfunctioning at that time, Andre. But what's your thoughts? Was this a laundry fire, Andre, or is this something more? Did this thing get hit by Iran, and is this a cover story? What do you make of just those? That video is very brief. They obviously didn't want to show too much, but
Yeah,
what's your thoughts on that?
yeah, I don't need to even to see video. I saw the first videos which came out, and the only number which I cared about was 30 hours. You'll fight the 30 hours the fire. Uh, Famous, forest wildfire, which 14 hours they, and that was a catastrophe. So, Ford is back to the port. It will be put into dock, and essentially this will be rebuilt from ground up, and I mean it literally. So the flight deck will be completely rebuilt, which is a multi-billion undertaking. They will remove this allegedly top-notch, two-band radar, which evidently doesn't work. They will instill now just standard Spy 6 radar, which actually the destroyers of the Arleigh Burke class carry. So there's something there, obviously. I don't know, 30 hours of fire. Granted, if they say now that the what is called sprinkler system, well, it's more complex than sprinkler, is that so something happened there. What? I don't know. 30-hour long fire, and the system of the firefighting system didn't turn on. Yeah, it's probably not a good sign for the ship of this class. And again, it is known now what's going to happen to it, to her, in the dock and in the shipyard, is that it's going to be essentially rebuilt anew. The sewer system, what is called, it's called fan system in the, this has nothing to do with the fan. In the ship, the sewage is horrible. Obviously, they used like 50 millimeter radius, the diameter pipes. It's just like really. So there's a lot is wrong with this ship, and so it's already 13.5 billion. So it's going to run into many more billions just to rebuild it, especially when you consider the fact that they want now this deck handling the F-35B, which of course has a very hot exhaust, and so unlike it is with F-18s, and so it's just the wrong ship, to put it mildly. It's such a cluster coitus in every single respect that at this stage, it doesn't matter.
A cluster coitus. What is that? Coitus. Clusterfuck. Oh, a lot said there. Shit. Yeah. This thing is going to escalate. The question is how. The answer is Israel is going to force it. So, just got to, continue to watch them. I believe that Israel is going to do something like a micro nuke and start the nuclear phase. Question is when, and, whatever. See, you can tell by, if they wanted to sink the U.S. Navy, they could do it, and they're letting them know by firing the warning shot. We can put them things on the bottom of the ocean whenever we're ready, but we're clearly not ready yet. Okay, so the moment, and this is why I made this video, because I thought I saw a couple of vids that said that they fired on them and they hit, destroyers, not destroyers, carriers. Okay. And so I'm like, oh shit, because that's going to change everything. All right. The question is when. So real quick, let's check this out real quick. Iran strikes U.S. carriers. Let's see what this brings up today, or how soon. There were some skirmishes yesterday and the day before. Let's see what this brings up right now. 1 month, 3 months. So they could be hiding anything. If they struck carrier, we should be able to find something. 2 months. That's about when they did that. Backed them off that one time. But I don't see anything looking like recent or days, hours, if you will. What did they hit? They hit warship, U.S. warship. Now this should give us a day or so. 1 day destroyer, that's what I meant. Iran claims to strike U.S. Navy destroyer, releases footage as tensions mount. 1 day ago, okay? So that's significant. The moment they sink a carrier, it's over. Iran begins revenge for U.S. terrorist attacks by bombing warship. Okay? The moment they hit a carrier and sink it, everything changes. Cruise missile hits warship, destroyer. 1 day, Iran missile attack wipes out U.S. Naval Command and Control Center in Gulf. Big claim. So this is what we're looking for. All right, we're looking for. That will let you know as soon as they hit the U.S. Navy and sink some of those things, which they can do at any time. That's when shit's going to ramp up exponentially. Because that will be a big humiliating blow to Babylon, to which they will have to respond in kind, right? And in kind means overwhelmingly and to their own detriment, because they don't understand, escalation clearly. But U.S.-Iran war. Iran claims to hit U.S. naval ships after U.S. forces. This is a month ago. So they're basically just holding them off at bay, if you will. Stand back. You got too close. Get back. Get back. We can shoot farther than that now. Get back. All right. So what we'll do is we'll keep our eye on the fact that Iran is haranguing and punking and pushing back the U.S. Navy, because at any time they can put one of those on the bottom. All right, let's watch this real quick. I'll close. Central 15 commercial. Bear with me, Bob. Dialogue. It's just bad music. No dialogue. All right, so anyway. Iran's missiles humiliate U.S. Navy. That's Haiphong speaking right now. 1 day ago, Iranian missile wipes out U.S. Naval commands. I think we wipes out CENTCOM. So anyway, we'll go ahead and end it right there. Again, we'll keep our eye on it. Let's get this. let's just get this. Here it is. No. I don't want to consider. Let's get the real one here. Second measure is 9. What is this? That's a GMT2. It says consider these things very carefully. Well, I want to get watch. What is that? Second 9. Second 9. So lock it, bear with me. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. It means to watch. And when thou seest, how do you see something? You watch. When thou seest part of the science passage which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand at the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which you made. So we're measuring the time. You get watch real quick. Watch as well as pray. But I have made thee what? This is Ezekiel 3 and 17. I have made thee what? What are we out here doing? What are we going to do? Watchmen for Israel. We WFM watchmen for Israel. Ezekiel 3 and 17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman. Okay. Unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning. Here's the warning. We're going to watch and wait until Iran sinks a carrier. Boy, it's going to escalate quick after that. With that, we pray that the elect are edified, your brothers and sisters. Shalom.